You know, I feel like there is a pun. Oh no. Pickle me.
So my husband texts me and he's like, babe, I can't find Louis. I can't find Louis anywhere. He was literally in the washer, sleeping, totally fine.
And admit you're in danger.
Who are you talking to right now?
I have been trying to feel more whimsical lately, and this week did not look like that. Like at all. I dropped a gigantic jar of pickles on the ground because if you don't know me, I am obsessed with pickles. I'm not even obsessed with just pickles, but like pickled everything. Sauerkraut, pickled carrots, pickled jalapenos, pickled red onions. I am obsessed, and I dropped a whole thing on the ground. The zesty dill pickles. If you know anything about those, they're so zesty that pickle smell is going to be in my freaking floorboards for Easter's, literally forever. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I've bleached it. Not actually bleached it, but I've like put tons of cleaner on, keep wiping it away, and it keeps smelling like zesty dill pickles, and I don't know what to do. I'm just a pickle girl for life. You know, my landlord is going to hate me when I move out, let me tell you. And other than that, I downloaded Instagram back on my phone. Bad idea, because one of the reels I posted randomly out of nowhere started getting traction, and people started freaking hating on my body, which is the literal worst thing you can possibly do to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually fairly confident, but people were not liking that I was saying that I was getting a little buff, because I said upper body day. I can put it up here. And to that, I have to say, I don't even know what to say. Everybody's opinion, it doesn't even matter, because everybody will have a different opinion. Some people will think I'm huge, other people will think I'm tiny, and that's just kind of the way it is with literally everything. No matter what you do with art, with putting yourself out there, someone's always going to have an opinion, and then someone else is going to have an exact opposite opinion of whatever their opinion is. So the only opinion that actually matters is yours. But anyways, I have been trying to have more whimsy in my life. I have been, like, literally that's my word of the year is whimsy and star. I have 2 words of the year. And I've been talking to my therapist about how I want to have more whimsy, and I know it's kind of like a trending word right now, but I want to have a better routine for me as a creative. I kept telling her, like, I feel like I wake up every day and I'm rushed. I'm rushing out the door to the gym. I feel like I'm in a hurry. Like, none of the ideas are sparking me anymore. It feels like I'm kind of like cut off to my creative endeavors and my ideas. And you don't want that, clearly. Like, if that's especially your livelihood, but if that's your dream is to be a creative and to be an artist, well, I believe everybody is. But you need to be attached to that, like, little voice in the back of your head telling you to do things, you know? A lot of people get them when they dream. There's like these famous stories about Michael Jackson that said he would like dream about a song and then he would have to get up and start making it, or else he thinks that idea would be passed to Prince instead. I believe it was Prince or Queen, someone else. And so he literally made it a point to act on his creative ideas. And I feel like the only way to do that is to build a life that those ideas will flow to you effortlessly and easily. And this week was pretty interesting for that. But I'm feeling better. I am feeling better. I'm posting more. I'm feeling more like myself. I'm showing up more. And I feel like that's all you can ask. So a little bit into what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to wake up slower. If you know anything about anything when it comes to artists, they always talk about the artist's way, and I have not finished it, but I have tried to finish the artist's way like 3 or 4 times, and then I think my ADHD brain just like goes to something else. I don't know why, because I do believe that has like such power in it. But something I do, and you need to do if you want to feel more whimsy, is morning pages. If you don't know what morning pages are, Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way, she talks about how when you wake up, you're in this like kind of dream state still, and that's where a lot of ideas will come to you if you're aware enough to like jot them down and write them down. And so you basically write 3 pages in your journal, longhand, freehand. It has to be just like stream of consciousness. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to have like some sort of crazy writing thing that happens or an idea that sparks you. She kind of treats it as like, you're going to have so many thoughts and stuff flowing through you. So might as well like get them all out there and sort them out onto paper and not criticize yourself and just like clean the tap water. You know what I mean? Which Ed Sheeran has a comment about that, about how he always talks about like dirty tap water and how songwriting is writing a ton of songs that might be crappy until the clean water starts flowing through. And that's kind of what morning pages I feel like is as well. So anyways, I've been doing that. My therapist is literally keeping me accountable to having slower mornings and mornings where I feel like I'm more creative and more connected to myself. Another thing I changed, which you guys might make fun of me, but we're going to get into this. I have been dancing. I've literally been turning on music every morning. Loud music. My poor neighbors, because I live in a townhome. But I've been turning on loud music on a speaker and I've been dancing. It feels amazing. It feels so good to wake up and like move the energy out of your body, to not like actually care about how you look when you're dancing, but to just like move the energy out. It brightens my day. It actually is like a staple in my morning routine now. I'm not even kidding. You can ask my husband because I literally do this, but I actually will hide in a different room when I am dancing for the most part. There was one time he came in and we started dancing together. You know, like how whimsy is that? I don't know. But this leads me into a little bit of a teaching moment for you guys, but also I asked you guys, what makes you guys feel whimsy? Feel your whimsy, feel more whimsical. And it is in this scroll right here. So we are going to talk about and learn what you guys do to feel more whimsical, so I can get ideas, so you can get ideas to help anybody out that needs the help at this time. Okay. Whimsy list. Alone time in the trees. Ooh. Pinning on Pinterest. Oh, girl, I just made a video about that. I've been collecting Littlest Pet Shops. Stop, that's cute. Tea ceremonies. Dancing. Hey, I put that too. I found an adult coloring book at Dollar Tree and it's honestly been so fun. Oh, okay, that's actually so cute. Doing things I'm not good at. Breaking the routine by doing unexpected things. Okay, I'm going to drop something on you. That's actually backed by neuroscience. No, I am not a neuroscientist, but I listen to the Huberman Lab podcast a lot. And doing anything in your day to not have it be mundane, so like taking a different route to work or going to a different coffee shop than the one you work at, actually allows you to experience more in your day and allows time to literally slow down because your brain is like, oh, I haven't like actually experienced this before. Let's focus on it. So that's why childhood, it felt like forever, you know, like every single day was something new. You're learning something new. So time slowed down because you're really processing it. And that's why having like a 9 to 5 or doing the same thing over and over, like waking up like the Squidward meme, you know, and doing the same thing over and over again is not good for whimsy, okay? Because you need some novelty in your life. Our brains really like it. That's also why we really like doom scrolling, okay? Is because everything is new. You know, you're like the anticipation of like trying to find the new thing. Anyways, listening to Enya, girl, that is whimsy. Yes. Talking to inanimate objects like they have souls. I freaking love that. I also just like talk to my animals. Like obviously I think they have souls, but I talk to them like they could talk to me back because I swear they can in their own way, you know? Singing in the car with my windows down. That was mine. That's another one that makes me feel just like so alive. Like I can't even explain it to you. Especially up the canyon. Like if you live somewhere with mountains or the beach and you have the windows down, your hair's flowing in the wind, you're just like, you know, bopping. Like I always think about that meme, which honestly, this is coming again. This is going to recirculate because it's going to be summertime. It's that guy and he's like, summertime! I don't practice Santeria. You know what I mean? And he's like out there. Is he in the car? Yeah, he is in the car. And the windows are down and he's singing. Freaking so good. That's such a good meme. Okay. Glamour magic. Setting spray with intentions. I actually saw this video. So I don't know if you saw the same video where this girl, she's like, this is how I feel more whimsy in my life. I will do my regular makeup routine and I'll put glamour magic into it. Okay, if this doesn't make sense, I will explain it to you. So she's like, as I'm finishing up my routine, I put my setting spray on. So I'm like, spritz, setting spray. And then guess what? You want to know what I do? Is I get an intention card from my deck. So it could be literally anything that you want to have a better intention on for the day or for the week. She's like, and then I fan my setting spray into my freaking face with my intention card to like literally set the intention for the day. Genius. Women in STEM. I need to do that in my life. You know what? I literally have intention cards right here. It's fine. Glamour magic is something that I actually found from this lady on YouTube. I'll have to tag her in the comments below. I think she's literally called glamour magic dot something. She's a blonde lady and she talks all about like little things you can do to make yourself more glamorous, make yourself feel more whimsical. So I highly encourage you to check her out because she seems like an absolute diva and a queen and I love her. Whoa. Fresca. If you guys don't know, I'm literally obsessed with Fresca. I love Fresca so much. She's my girl. We go everywhere together. I'm sorry. I'm a part of Big Fresca. Okay. Big Fresca got me. Just kidding. They didn't. But if you want to sponsor me, you totally can. And I feel like this week, especially with me struggling, but then trying to find whimsy and trying to like get all the routines in, you want to know who came and saved the day, but then also ruined my day and my week? Noah Kahans and his new freaking album. Can we just talk about it? Because there is nothing like losing your dog last week. Poor Ralphie. we lost him to cancer. I'm not even saying this to be funny. That is the truth. There's nothing like that. And then having Noah Kahn release a new freaking album, I was in the pits of despair, but then I also really appreciated it at the same time, you know? And when I tell you that Noah Kahan's new album feels like he punched me in the gut and then gave me an amazing hug and then punched me in the gut again, but I was fine with it because it like almost felt cathartic to me. I am not freaking lying, because this album feels like if you woke up on a summer day when you're like 15 and it's like the last week of summer before school starts again. So instead of waking up and hearing the birds chirp and you're like all excited about the weather and stuff, you're kind of like in this state of panic, but it's like a peaceful panic because you're sitting there like, I love summer, but then I have one week left until it's freaking fall time and all the chaos ensues. And then it gets you really introspective about things where you're like, I haven't talked to my crush since last school year. So that's really sad. I wonder what he or she is up to. And then you think about how like this is going to be the rest of your life. And when you graduate, what's going to happen then? Are you going to go to college? And then your mom wakes up and she starts making breakfast, and then you hear your neighbor start the lawnmower, you know? Yeah. And then your plan for the day is to go to like back to school shopping to make sure to get the really cutie patootie outfits. And it's all like building into something. That's what this album feels like to me. It feels like the end of summer. Well, it is. It's literally titled that, like The Last of the Bugs. You know, I'm not claiming that he literally made that up. But anyways, that is what it feels like. So he basically nailed it. He nailed the sad melancholy of life. But it's like the beautiful melancholy, you know? Okay, of course we love The Great Divide. Of course. I really, really, really like Willing and Able. I was literally going to learn that on the guitar for this episode, and then I just didn't have time, girl, but that's a freaking good one. I love 23. That one destroyed me. What is it called? There's ones that's called Doors? Doors. Yeah, it is called Doors. So good. Oh my gosh. Makes me so sad, and I love it. I love that it makes me sad. You know, like, I wonder if Noah is ever like, does he ever feel bad that he makes everybody sad? Or does he know that it's like what is needed in the world, you know, is to feel your feelings. That's a good thing. Also, I really wish I watched his documentary. I haven't yet, so I will report back to you. But if you've watched it, let me know what you think about it, because I have seen clips of him being so like raw and honest, especially about his like body image and him working out in the gym and then his relationship with his father, that I know it's going to freaking wreck me. I know it is, and I've heard it's really amazing. So I will report back on that. If you've seen it, let me know. Besides all of that, it just makes me think that art is so important, even in the world that we live in, especially actually in the world that we live in. All of the things that we're bombarded with, all of the things that we see on the news, albums can heal me at least, but us. I'm just grateful that we have a new album that is incredible and that I can cry to whenever I need. It is quite healing, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now we are going to shift gears. I don't know how I'm going to present this. I don't know what I'm going to say exactly because I get worried. I don't like commenting on people's bodies. I don't like commenting on it for a lot of reasons, but I am worried about the state of the movement when it comes to skinniness and literally withering away. I can't even explain to you what it is doing to my psyche to see the thinness that we are seeing now, especially in the media. There are people that I have followed that have lost weight that I didn't even know they needed to lose or could lose, actually. There are people I am seeing be called fat that are literally tiny. Like I saw someone call Cassie in Euphoria season 3, Sydney Sweeney. I saw someone call her fat. Her. But you want to know why? It's because everybody else in that show has lost weight that I didn't even know they could lose, quite frankly. Now, I hate talking about this because I don't like when my body is commented on. I literally just had a reel go viral that people are commenting about my body and it sucks, okay? But I genuinely worried, and I can't even imagine being younger and listening to all of this, okay? Not only are celebrities and stuff getting way thinner. Oh no, this died. Oh well. Not only are celebrities and stuff getting way thinner, but people are normalizing literally off-brand, off the market, the gray market, drugs. Okay, people are normalizing injections that you don't even know where they're coming from. And people are saying it's for our health. And I don't want to hate on peptides and all these things because I have people in my personal life that it's helped them, okay? It's helped them be healthier, the injections. But at the same time, I'm just like, why are literally, it feels like everybody I know is on something. It feels like everybody I see online is on something and is pushing something or is talking about how something changed their life. And I am adverse to anything, literally anything that is being pushed that much, especially when it's altering our bodies to the point that it is and nobody's caring and physicians are giving it out like candy because they're getting a big old check, okay? Like, can I just say, in a world full of all of these skinny celebrities, be Hillary Duff. If you haven't seen Hillary Duff and her interview that she just gave about how she wants to be strong, not skinny, it's incredible. It's incredible. Also, she's freaking buff. I saw in the comments people are calling her Hillary Buff, which is not a lie. She looks amazing. She's the literal definition of muscle mommy. And she was talking about how she grew up in the early 2000s where everybody was trying to waste away and she was trying to fit into a size that she wasn't and it was really hard. And she was a gymnast. She has crazy muscle, which is not something to be ashamed of. It's something to work towards. And how she's just like, I'm done with all of that. Like, I don't care about that. That's not what my body is. Also, if you haven't seen that other girl say like, you need to know what dog breed you are because she's like, she's like, if you're a Great Dane, you can't starve yourself into being a Chihuahua, no matter how much you starve yourself. Or if you're a Corgi, you can't starve yourself into being a Great Dane, or not a Great Dane, like a Greyhound or whatever, okay? You know, I know my dog breeds, I swear. But it makes so much sense because, like, when there is one beauty standard that is being perpetuated, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to look good and it's not going to be good for your health. And I don't think anybody disagrees with that. And yet we're still letting it happen. I don't know. And I know when it comes to like the peptides and all this stuff, there are some that are being studied and some that are coming into market. You know, they're not being on the gray market anymore. But I'm just like, why does everyone have no trust issues when we don't really know why these are being pushed? Am I a conspiracy theorist? Do I need my tinfoil hat? Like, why are these all being normalized and pushed by the people that they're being pushed by? Is this to say I will never take a peptide for some sort of health thing or glow up of any kind? No. Okay, maybe I would, but I just want to like caution people. And can I just rant a little bit more because I'm already here. I'm already ranting. The gym. Okay. The gym for me was a safe space. Now, I know the gym for a lot of people wasn't a safe space, and I totally understand because I used to be that, and then I got into the gym, and now I, like, love it. But with the rise of Ozempic and peptides and all of these things, I am looking around at regular, everyday people, and everybody is withering away. It's not just the celebrities. And I don't necessarily care, but it is doing something to my psyche because, like, I'll be like, holy cow, how does that lady literally have rock-hard abs 24/7? I don't understand. And then I'll hear through the grapevine that she's on all these peptides and I'm like, oh, so it kind of is becoming the default for me to not like want to die. Just to be like, oh, they're probably on something. They're probably on peptides or they're probably on GLP-1s. Is that wrong? Is that wrong of me? I don't know, but it's helping my mental health. I don't know, okay? It's just, we need to be a little more careful. We need to be a little more careful. And it's also like, why are we wanting to be so small? Why are we wanting to shrink ourselves to a standard that some old man probably made? Like, why is that the standard right now? I don't understand. I understand wanting to be fit. I understand, honestly, wanting to be skinny. But we have lost the plot in terms of, like, what skinny/healthy is and what, like, literally is not healthy but trendy is, okay? I don't understand why we want to shrink ourselves, not even with our bodies, but with the way we present ourselves, with the way we are showing up in the world. Like, stop playing small, okay? Have the audacity to do more. That is what I'm doing. I'm literally starting a series on my Instagram, so if you want to follow me, you can, called Becoming Her, and it's all about, like, not freaking shrinking myself anymore. I'm turning 25 in a month. That scares the shit out of me. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but holy crap, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something and I'm going to show up and I'm going to have people see my face even when I'm not feeling pretty, even when I'm not feeling good enough. I'm going to have people see my work even when people hate me online or a reel pops off and they hate the way I look. Like, I'm kind of getting sick of myself and I want to get out of my own way. And that is, like, we just need to not play small anymore. Why are we all wanting to be skinty, small, quiet people in terms of our dreams. Not like if that's your personality is quiet, that's totally fine. But like, don't be quiet and small with your dreams. Okay? I feel like I'm at like a sermon. Like, hold on. The Lord told me to don't be, is this sacrilegious? I didn't mean to. Do not be small with your dreams. Okay, I'm going to stop. That was actually bad. It was actually bad. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys. I'm still working on my spring playlist. It's probably going to be a summer playlist, so if you have any songs you like, let me know. Also, subscribe to my Substack and my Instagram down below. If there's anything that you love that makes you feel whimsical, please put it in the comments below as well. Of course, I'm going to love that. And until next time, bye!